Hello everybody, my name's Nemo and welcome back to another Magic video. Today we're showing you my blue-white red control deck. I call it Dutch control because obviously the Netherlands is the only country with blue-white red flag, or red, white, blue in fact. And there's no other country with red, white and blue in its flag colors, obviously. I mean, I've never heard of such a country. And if there is such a country, I'm sure it's some backwater country that nobody really cares about. So yeah, obviously. So let's look at this deck. And we're running white. And the reason for white in your control deck is very simple. Planar cleansing, destroy all non-land permanents. You need mass removal. The reason for blue in your control deck is actually two reasons. Card draw and counter spells. Very simple. Now we've got a red, and the reason for red is the same reason we have for white. Mass removal, anger of the gods in this case. So that is basically why you would run white, blue and red, and it's also basically why I think that this is the best combination of colors to build a control deck out of, because you need your mass removals. Well, you got mass removal in white and you have it in red, so you run white and red, and you need card draw and counter spells. And that's what blue is for. Very simple, concept behind that, and I think, I mean, you could add green. There's, Palaka Worm in green, and there's Mana Ramp in green, and there's Mana Fixing in green, and all of that sort of makes sense. But I mean, you need the mass removal. I think that's just more important. Same goes for black. Black doesn't have mass removal. It has some cool cards like Runescar Demon, and it has probably the best card in this is Griselbrand, but I mean it doesn't have mass removal. So, and I mean I don't mean to say that Griselbrand is the best card in this metagame. I just mean that it's the best card that happens to be in this game. But anyways, so that is basically the gist of the deck. So we run some Wall of Omens to draw some cards in white as well, and have some backup cards that help against aggro. Mostly just they cycle, and that's pretty much what you want out of a wall. We've got Lone Missionary, gains us some life, and puts a roadblock in the way, and it's also a creature that I don't really care about if it dies to my mass removal. We've got Resolute Archangel, a single one, because sometimes you just need to reset your life to 20, and that's what it does. But I don't want too many of them, because 7 mana is a lot, and it usually means I don't get to also keep a counterspell backup ready, because that means I need 10 mana. So I usually don't really want to play a Resolute Archangel too much, so it's just a one-off, just in case I get into the kind of matchups where I really need to reset my life total, because otherwise they burn me out or something like that. So we've got Quicken. Quicken is actually pretty cool with Planar Cleansing, and it's also a card that cycles itself. But yeah, Quicken into Planar Cleansing means you can cast mass removal on their turn. How awesome is that, right? We've got Think Twice, more card draw. We've got Nullify, counters. We've got Dissolve, basically the counter spell of choice. It is more expensive than the others, but it counters anything, and you get Scry 1. So we've got Inspiration for even more card draw. I was toying around with, let's see, there's one more counterspell in here. There's also Negate, and there are some pretty important non-creature spells being cast, but I think it's still more important to have counterspells for creatures, and you don't want to run too many counterspells, because then if you get behind on board, you're stuck with a lot of counterspells in hand, and that's not too pleasant. So we've got Shock. I could see you running more than this, however. I mean, 5 is a little few. But anyways, we've got some Shocks, deal with the early aggression. Got a single Volcanic Geyser as a backup kill condition, because obviously you need to at some point kill the opponent, and that's what Volcanic Geyser helps to do. We've got Anger of the Gods. We've already talked about that. Obviously mass removal is nice. We also have Inferno Titan. It's not really a threat per se, because given the fact that I'm only running 10 creatures in this deck, I'm guessing that any deck worth its salt is going to have a removal spell ready to go for this Infernal Titan. But It does happen to be basically Flames with Firebrand, where I get to deal 3 damage divided, and sometimes that can come in handy. So I figured why not run a single Inferno Titan. We'll see if it's useful. We also have Charmbreaker Devils, because this actually does put a lock on the opponent. If we can play this and have a counterspell up, we can keep getting back our spells and go off, sorta. We have a single Elixir of Immortality, because I do happen to draw a lot of cards, and I want to make sure I don't mill myself. And we have the 2 Sphinx Bone Wands, which are really the perfect card for this deck as a game winner, because there aren't any cards in this format that have Shroud or Hexproof that are actually any good. I mean, the only card I can think of that has Hexproof is this 3/3 for 4 mana. So there's nothing really that seals the game in terms of creatures. There's no single creature that doesn't just die to removal. And that means that in a deck like this, where you don't want to run a lot of creatures, if you run just the one creature that you hope to kill them with, then that creature is probably just gonna die, and you're gonna go through a lot of cycles with the Elixir of Immortality before you get anywhere. Maybe they arrest the dude, or I don't know, stuff can happen to it, and it just doesn't seem like there's really a creature that helps you win the game for a deck like this. So instead we have Sphinx Bone Wand, which is the game winner, the win condition that this deck needs. Just an artifact, you drop it on the board. Hopefully they don't have artifact removal. If they do, you want to at least have 10 mana by the time you play this, so you can have at least 1 counterspell ready to go. And yeah, I mean, this wins you the game over time, and it may take a while, and you may need to destroy their creatures for a while, but eventually it is going to win you the game if left unchecked, and that's the idea. So, and it's harder to kill than a creature. Obviously they need specific artifact removal to get rid of this, whereas creature removal is a lot more abundant. So that's the idea there. So let's get into a game and see how this deck can do. Oh, by the way, this is the land base for the deck. So guild gates don't really hurt the deck too much, but I don't want to run the full 12 because I think that's a little bit excessive. So we're running the 4 Azorius guild gates and 3 of the other ones. I want obviously as much blue mana as possible, because if you look at our color distribution, we've got 15 spells that cost blue, and 9 spells that cost white, and 9 spells that cost red, as well as a lot of the spells that do cost blue are stuff like Think Twice, that we want to cast multiple times and keep on chaining together, and of course the counter spells, which are very important to be able to cast and require double blue. We do have a requirement of double or a triple white to be able to play Planar Cleansing, so that's why I have a slight bias toward the planes here in keeping the Azorius Guildgate at 4 rather than Izzet Guildgate at 4, and the plains at 4 rather than the mountain at 4, and Boros Guildgate at 3, because, well, I mean, if I'm flooding on islands and I need another kind of land, then I think the worst one to come into play would be the Boros Guildgate, because just out of the thought that I need to like Planar Cleanse, and or I need to play Anger of the Gods, and I'm really waiting to draw a mountain or a plains, and I happen to draw Boros Guildgate. That wouldn't be too good. So that's why this is probably the worst out of the guild gates for this particular deck. So if you want to take out another guild gate, I'd say take out the Boros Guildgate to add another regular land. But anyways, this is the mana base. This all adds up to 14 blue sources and 9 red sources, and I believe 11 white sources. I'm not doing the math here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so 14, 11, 9. That's basically the mana base. So, alright, let's get into a game. Alright, so we are in a game. We don't have blue mana to begin with, so I don't consider this a good hand. We also don't really need to start off with Elixir of Immortality in our hand, so let's draw a new hand and also get Elixir of Immortality and no blue lands. Okay, well this is somewhat decent. We can at least play the Think Twice and the Wall of Omens, and if that gets us a land, we can then play Think Twice again. It is a little bit awkward, but I think, you know, this is out of the hands we got, this is definitely the best one. So yeah, let's keep this one. And I kind of unmulligan myself with Think Twices here, so. Alright. So we are facing a lone missionary here, 2/1, enters the battlefield to gain 4 life. I did play this deck before. I already recorded it, but by the time I got back to it, I actually had a bachelor's party, or my brother's bachelor's party, and by the time I got back to the game, I was just like, I may as well just play the Wall of Omens instead of Think Twice here. By the time I got back to editing those recordings or uploading them, I was like, well, that deck is pretty much outdated by now. I updated the build by the time, so I was like, yeah, let's just re-record the whole thing, because yeah, there's no point in bringing you my outdated builds, you know, builds that I had like 4 days ago. So I did play against a sub, so that's why I felt compelled to mention it. Let's see, and the guy beat me, so if he's watching this and thinks, gee, he's not even uploading that game, what a hoax. That's the reason why. So we got an arrest on our Wall of Omens here, and the 2/1 is swinging in. We're probably just going to play our Quicken, because obviously we need to get our land drops here. So let's play the Quicken. Alright, there's an island. I actually just now realized that I forgot to show you what my I played land this turn, okay. I forgot to show you what my land base looks like, so I guess we'll do that at the end of the video if I can remember. But mostly I focus on blue mana, as you can see from my draws here. Well, not the first 2 hands, there were no islands in there, but alright. I don't know why it would tap like that. Well, I guess that does make sense, sort of. But psychologically, messing with the opponent like that makes more sense to me. I don't know. I think, given that we're not holding any white card, let's not drop the Boros Guildgate. Let's drop the Izzet Guildgate here and pass the turn. So the only reason I would want to play Think Twice on my turn is because maybe I'll draw an untapped land. I want to play that. I think it's okay. I can kill one of these 2 with shock, so it's like whatever. I don't really need to spend a dissolve on dealing with a 2/1 here. Although I do go to 10 life here, so that is a thing to keep in mind. Let us think twice. And actually, I mean, Infernal Titan kills both of those, so there's that. I need to drop Boros Guildgate, and I also think I want a shock, so I don't need to discard, because all my other cards are worth more, I think. So yeah, I guess we'll shock one of those guys. I take 2 less damage. I mean, the thing is, I probably want to play Infernal Titan next turn, but I guess this means I don't have to. I mean, otherwise I probably would have just discarded the shock, so may as well use it, right? So I guess we'll play Think Twice and a Quicken. Boop. Is there a reason to keep the Quicken? Yeah, Anger of the Gods. Okay, I guess we'll keep the Quicken then. Mountain. I could play the Sphinx Bone one here. I don't know what kind of cards he has that I should be worried about. So I have 3 and 4, 7. Okay, let's just continue here, and I don't really want to ditch a land. I think I'll ditch the Charmbreaker Devils. No. Well, I will ditch a land. I'm sure I'll draw more of them. But I do want to at some point be able to play Sphinxbone 1 and keep Dissolve up, is the reason. And I think, I mean, given that he's not playing a lot more, I think I will just play Quicken here, see if I draw something useful. Maybe Think Twice as well. Let's see, that leaves me with not enough. Okay, yeah. So I will just play Anger of the Gods here. Just to kill one dude, but he's not playing anything else, so... God's Willing, okay. I don't want to waste the Dissolve here, so... Sure. I think Dissolve is more important at this point. Unless now we play some kind of ridiculous way to deal me 6 extra damage. In which case it's pretty unfortunate, but I'm sure that won't happen. Okay, more card draw. Alright, so now we're at 8 lands, and I think we just jam Inferno Titan, maybe. Well, no. I'll still wait a turn. I mean, it's not like he's playing red, so I'm not too worried. Next turn I can play Inferno Titan and keep Dissolve open, so that's the reason to do that. Okay, that also dies for now. I got my Volcanic Geyser just in case, so... Although, come to think of it, if he plays God's Willing in response, then I could be in trouble. Let's play Inspiration before doing anything else here. And okay, well, we have the Lone Missionary, so I'm sure I should be okay. So now I'm at 4 plus 4. Yeah, I need to drop Island. And let's keep open. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay. So let's see if I can kill both of these creatures here. Boop, boop, boop. And God's Willing, that's what I thought. Okay. And Reprisal as well. So I could play the Lone Missionary. He has one. So the question is Lone Missionary or Dissolve. This thing is going to be a free either way. So even if I dissolve this, it's still going to survive because it has Heroic, right? Yeah. Okay, so that doesn't even help. So I have to play Lone Missionary. But at least this guy dies. So now, I mean, there is a window for him to resolve something. Maybe like a giant Armored Ascension. And I would be unhappy if that happened. But it is not extremely likely, I would think. Okay, yeah, well, I'll block. I mean, there's no pump spells in white that I'm aware of, but I may as well block there. So now we have enough mana to play Sphinxbone Wand. Yeah, okay. Just checking which guild gates it's leaving open. So we still have the Dissolve ready, in case he somehow tries to deal more than 3 damage with the hero, and otherwise I can pretty much kill it at any point later on. And this also keeps me safe from artifact removal, and the thing is he only had 1 card in hand, so... So yeah, again I had 10, so that means I can do this for 8 now, which, I mean, I'm gonna have to start counting at some point, but I think I'll wait 2 turns and then start counting, because it's probably gonna take a while at least. Need to drop untapped land, and this seems fine, so we leave 5 mana open. Oh, I didn't need to drop untapped land then. Oops, my bad. I need... Oh no, I do. I did. I need to be able to deal 3 damage with Volcanic Geyser, that's the reason. Banisher Priest. If I dissolve it and he's got something worse, then I'm in trouble. Yeah, I'm gonna let that happen. And if he plays something to make this bigger and kill me, I can Volcanic Geyser that. If he doesn't, I just Volcanic Geyser this. Yep, that's what I thought. And 1 damage to you. Now, of course, the problem is I need to draw a spell to actually use this to kill the Banisher Priest. Because I can't, like, dissolve nothing. I can't just play dissolve into nothing. Alright. So that's kind of interesting, but at the same time he can't kill me yet. So I'll play him Izzet Guildgate and say go. So yeah, I am kind of on the clock here and not doing anything as long as I don't draw anything. So that's a thing. That is a thing to keep in mind. This is actually turning into quite a close game. Oh, he plays something. Perfect. Dissolve. Kill. Get back my dude. No, I don't want another land. I mean, I get this guy can get back Volcanic Geyser, but alright, well, Quicken, Inspiration. I'm sure if I draw something useful, it's not like he can have haste in his white deck. Oh, well, that's interesting. Didn't think of that one. Okay, so let's play Inspiration. See if I can draw something. Boop. So that's the last card he had. Oops. That's awkward. Anger Nullify doesn't do it. Okay. Nope. Okay then. Guess my guy is dead. Well, that is awkward. Should have thought of that one. Could have gotten a lot of card advantage with that guy. Okay, well, that makes this a game yet again. Alright, go. At least I've got a Nullifier ready and an Anger of the Gods, right? I'm not even close to killing him with Sphinx Bone Wand. And I can't get back my Volcanic Geyser now that my dude is dead. So, yeah, that is the problem with running creatures in this, of course, is that they can get removed. But I wasn't counting on it being with Divine Verdict. Yeah, I kind of have to do something about this. Although maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have just killed it with Anger of the Gods, but then if he has another God's Willing, I'm in trouble. Okay. Go. Well, I guess I should play this on my turn, actually. In case I draw another dude or something that I want to play. Okay, he just gives up. Alright, well, how many lands do I have here? 5, 7, 9. Okay, enough. I mean, plenty. Okay, so I could have actually just killed him with Anger of the Gods there. But let's kill him by nullifying his dude. Alright, sure. There we go. GG, dude, even though you've already left the game. I could have also flashed back Think Twice. And that would have done something. So the thing is, the games with this deck obviously take a while. This was one game, and it's also one video. So I'm actually going to do 2 videos with this deck, just because I want to at least, you know, give you more than one game. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. My name's been Nemo. My name will still be Nemo next time, and I'll see you then.